Hey Disney family, on this week's episode, I am going to preview Disney's World of Color, the nighttime spectacular at California Adventure at Disneyland Resort in California.
Yes, and speaking of spectacular, I'm going to tell you 5 reasons why Moana was groundbreaking as a female lead. All that and more on this week's show.
Hello out there, all of our podcast family. Welcome to this week's show. My name is Chris.
And I'm Kelly.
And you're going with the Mexico ears again.
These are the only ears that aren't packed.
Oh, right. I forgot that we've been packing like crazy.
All of my ears are packed, and these were on my head or tucked away from
when we were packing
somebody
them.
helping us pack, and they did not make it in the box.
Well, good for the Mexico ears.
So, I thought I wasn't going to have any ears to wear, and then these were on my tray for the stand that we use, and I was like, well, it's Mexico ears for the win through the end of April.
Maybe longer. Who knows? I hope not, but maybe longer. Okay, well, good.
Yep.
Then we'll get used to these ears.
Yes.
They're
these
lovely.
ears will get a lot of play for the next few weeks.
Well, that's good. No worries.
Yep.
They're good. Okay, well, so where did we get? Last week was St. Patrick's Day.
Yes.
And one of our downloads?
No, came from Ireland.
No, it wasn't that cool. But this is cool. You're still going to like this.
Okay.
Don't get down on me. Don't get down on me.
Okay.
Limerick, Pennsylvania.
Oh, no, that's fantastic.
Isn't that even better?
That's fantastic.
Limerick, Pennsylvania.
That's well done.
Downloaded our deal on St. Patrick's Day.
Do you think
actually.
people in that town walk around speaking only in limericks?
I hope they do. I hope that's a thing.
That's
I hope
fantastic.
before you move there, you had to pass a
Limerick test.
on-the-spot limericking test.
Oh, I love it. That's fantastic.
Also, we had downloads from Aloha, Oregon,
Oh,
which I just made me so happy to
That's
see that there
great.
was such a place.
Yes.
Fort Hunt, Virginia,
Okay.
and Brisbane, Australia. We had a very
Ooh,
Australia week last
Australia.
week.
Okay.
I decided to go with Brisbane, Australia.
Okay, that's exciting. Hello, Australia.
I know. Welcome to the Northern Hemisphere.
Virtually in sound.
Hey, so what is it? It's the 21st today. So we've got 10 days left
In the contest?
in the contest.
How many entries did you tell me we had this week?
We have the entries have blown up. So we're getting a lot of great engagement. We did get one new iTunes review.
Oh, thank
Made
you
me
for that.
Made me very happy. So you know who you are. If you don't know if I saw it, I saw it. But we've had a lot of engagement on the socials. And so we're up to like 20,000 entries.
Wow, that's fantastic.
20,000 entries across like 300
That is
plus
so exciting.
contestants. So
Oh, that's so exciting. I'm so
people are
excited
like,
about that.
oh man, 20,000 entries. I hope mine are a lot of those.
Yeah.
But
Keep
it's,
entering.
It's awesome. It's awesome. So much engagement and very excited about it.
We're not taking this prize pack with us, by the way.
We are
This will
not.
get shipped out before we leave.
This is not.
So somebody needs to win it.
That's right. Midnight on March 31st.
Yes.
This is a 31 month, right?
Yes.
I can't remember.
30 days have September, April, June, and November.
I'm going to let you say
All
that
the
to me.
rest have 31, except February, blah, 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 blah. I don't know how it ends after February.
well, that's pretty much the end, I think.
Yeah, except for February. Blah,
So,
blah, blah.
hey, keep engaging with us on the socials. Get those entries in. Put in an iTunes review. You get 20 entries. You ready for Main Street?
I'm ready.
All right. So, Disney Plus has announced, entertainment news, Disney Plus has announced that they're going to release some previously unreleased, that's not the right way to say it, some Star Wars material that we haven't seen in a long time.
Oh, okay.
Specifically, one thing is the story of the faithful Wookiee.
Chewbacca?
I don't know that it's actually Chewbacca, but it's an animated short, okay, that was played in the middle of the live-action Star Wars holiday special in 1978.
Oh, gosh.
The Star Wars holiday special is famous for being wretched. It is famous for being just a hot mess money grab, by the studio suits who thought we can really capitalize on this Star Wars thing that's happening in the world. And I mean, it's terrible. You can see the whole thing on YouTube. It is a hot mess. George Lucas wants to burn every copy he can get his hands on.
Wow.
But in the middle of that, they played this, which is widely considered the best part of the whole thing, was this animated short called The Story of the Faithful Wookiee.
Do you remember it?
I don't.
Okay.
But it apparently introduced the character of Boba Fett, which is now, of course, widely known throughout the Star Wars lexicon and is going to be the main character in the next series season of The Mandalorian.
But Boba Fett's not a Wookiee.
No, but he was in this animated short. Okay. Introduced him as a character. That's the first time we ever saw.
He's like a man.
He's a man.
Okay.
Yes.
Sometimes I get him confused with the big guy that's the kind of looks like the big green slime dude from. He looks like
Jabba the Hutt.
He looks like an overgrown version of Slimer from Ghostbusters.
Jabba the Hutt. You are literally hurting my ears. Inside these headphones, my ears are bleeding.
I know. You hate my level of knowledge on Star Wars.
But like, if listeners knew how many times I answer the question, so he's like a man, like just in our lives in general. It's weird how often I have to answer that question. And the answer
it's
is
usually in relation to like
athletic teams.
Teams. What's the mascot there?
Yeah.
Oh, it's the Fighting Illini.
Is that like
and
a
I'll
man?
say that's like a man.
Right. I know. But they're also going to release 2 movies. One of these I do remember that was a made-for-TV movie. It released in the U.S. on, I can't remember, CBS maybe, called The Ewok Adventure. And then it released in theaters, and this was in 1984, called Caravan of Courage, an Ewok Adventure.
Now, those are the tiny teddy bears.
They are. Good job.
Okay.
Yes. And then the year after that, they released another one called Ewoks, The Battle for Endor.
So they're going to release some teddy bear flicks.
They're going to put these from the mid-'80s out on Disney+.
Oh, now see, I'll watch the teddy bear flicks.
I bet you won't, but okay.
I will. I'll totally watch them.
I think you'll watch the first 10 minutes or so.
And then I'll be like, I don't get any of this.
No. But these movies are, the characters are from Star Wars, but other than that, these stories have nothing to do with the characters we know and love from Star Wars.
Okay.
Right, these are the Ewoks having their own adventures.
Okay.
So,
which they deserve.
I remember the Caravan of Courage when I wondered what happened to it, and now I'm going to get to see what happened to it on.
They deserve their own adventures.
They do.
They're the lead man in their own.
We
play.
see you, Ewoks.
The lead man in their own story.
Hey man, with the promotion of Kartika Rodriguez, who is now the VP over Epcot, all 4 Disney World parks are led by women.
Well done, Disney.
How about that?
Is she a woman of color?
She is.
Are any of the others women of color?
Well, I don't know. I'd have to go back and look at my notes.
I'm just saying, wouldn't that be great if all 4 Disney parks in Walt Disney World were led by women of color? That would be great.
That would be great. But I thought it was worth mentioning.
It is worth mentioning. You research that. You don't have time to do it right now. You research that and come back with it next week. I would like to know more. Maybe I'll profile those women of color. I'll do that. That'd be great. That'd be an excellent Tomorrowland segment. People would love to hear about the women of color leading the Disney parks into the future.
Make sure you do it right here in Women History Month so that it's appropriately placed.
Yes.
There's a number of like Easter celebrations going on right now at Walt Disney World. There's a scavenger hunt at Epcot.
Okay.
You can pay like $8 to really do the scavenger hunt and get a prize at the end. Or, you can just know there's a scavenger hunt going on and look for the things you're supposed to look for.
Okay.
The deal is Easter eggs. These are Easter eggs planted throughout World Showcase that are painted to look like Chip and Dale or Donald Duck or whoever.
That's cute.
Right? So if you pay $8,
how festive.
Yes. And there are apparently, I didn't know that they did this. There are Easter egg displays at various resorts. And
I saw some of those online this week, and they're beautiful.
They're pretty impressive.
They're beautiful.
Yeah, and it's not just lobbies. It's like some of the restaurants have them, and
I think they're expecting a good size crowds coming in for spring break.
They are definitely. They've actually increased hours again for the Easter week. They are definitely packing them in as much as 35% will allow.
Yeah. The resorts can pack them in.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Even if the parks can only go up to 35%, the resorts can pack them in.
Sure, for sure. The Chinese Theater at Hollywood Studios is getting a new lighting package also for the 50th. It's primarily the most notable thing is going to be these spotlights that shoot up from behind the theater. It makes it look like a new movie premiere night every night.
I get that.
Right?
Okay, that's nice.
That's the tagline: premiere night every night.
Okay,
which is cool. I like that. There was some information released on the Jungle Cruise reimagining.
I saw some of that. I was so excited about it.
They say
strong women. Hello, Alberta Falls.
Alberta Falls is going to be a focus. That's right. We're adding more. They said we're adding more humor, wildlife, and skipper heart to the classic attraction as part of a much larger effort. This updated experience will welcome new characters from around the world. So let's see.
It's telling more of Alberta's story.
For those looking to dive deeper, we're also expanding the attraction's backstory centered around Alberta Falls.
Alberta Falls.
Great. She's the granddaughter of world-renowned Dr. Albert Falls as the proprietor of the Jungle Navigation
I do kind of wish she was also a doctor.
Okay. We just cannot make you.
I mean, I'm thrilled that she's going to, feature here and update her grandfather's legacy.
Jungle Cruise fans might be familiar with her name. However, you wouldn't know it. We recently uncovered a copy of an interview with Alberta Falls in the 1938 issue of the Daily News, GNUS. Just good. There's also a new lighting package being installed on Spaceship Earth, like physically on
I saw that, Earth. Yes, where the things converge.
Yes.
I saw Zach's video on that.
Yes, that's going to be... I don't know what the final result of that's going to be, but it's going to cover the whole thing, and it's going to be glorious. I know it's going to be
He said the lights can talk to each other left and right and up and down.
Yes.
And they can shine in multiple colors and in multiple directions.
Yes.
Yeah.
I
saw that.
Very excited about that.
And I thought, wow.
I cannot wait for that. In the category of Disney just prints money, they are
an official category.
Yeah, it is. They are. You can actually buy a Galaxy's Edge spork at Hollywood Studios now, like the sporks, like that you might use at Oga's Cantina or Docking Bay 7. You can buy a Galaxy's Edge spork, which of course looks so slightly different than the average spork you might get it.
Is it a plastic spork or is it like a metal spork?
I don't know. I didn't dig in too far.
A spork.
Yep. You can buy that, and people will.
Oh, people
will throw their money at
Absolutely.
At that
They'll start decorating them.
Yep.
Bringing their own spork to the park and decorating them.
Harmonious testing continues. We saw movement from the 4 moving arms of the centerpiece this week.
Are they also reticulating?
I believe, yeah. Sure. Let's call them that. Yeah. And sort of the last thing here is the Disney Union has asked Governor DeSantis in Florida to open COVID vaccinations specifically to theme park workers.
Of course. Oh my gosh.
I think so. Yes. At this point,
they're frontline.
They are frontline, and we, meaning the Florida government, I have nothing to do with them, but I'm going to say we've been touting Florida's openness for months now, largely on the back of the fact that parks like Universal and Walt Disney World are open.
Yeah, well, I mean,
so let's take care of those people.
Well, I don't know where Florida stands on inoculating waiters and waitresses.
Yeah,
but if they are doing that, that's a service business.
From what I understand, there's more vaccine than people lining up to get the vaccine in Florida, which is that's a problem for one thing, because we know that there's a huge senior population down there. But if that's the case, especially if that's the case, these people are working hard, man.
Absolutely.
Do everything you can to take care of them, because they are taking care of you.
Absolutely.
You ready for a mini take?
Mini take.
I don't know if you are.
I don't
but
either.
Here's what I'm excited about is that this is one of the ones it's on a different kind of paper. So it's one of our new ones that was submitted
All
by
right. So I'm
a listener.
scared a little bit.
Oh no. A lot of times people say from our dear friend, but when I say from our dear friend, I really do mean it this time. From Megan Allen.
Aw.
I know.
Hey, Meg.
Get yourself together. Favorite character to meet in the parks?
Oh, gosh, that's a hard one. Favorite character to meet in parks? I mean, I think I've got to go with the one I get the most excited about.
Okay.
Mary Poppins.
Well, you do get excited about Mary Poppins.
I love Mary Poppins. I love Mary Poppins so much. I mean,
we
if y'all
named our
haven't
podcast
noticed,
after it.
The podcast is named after her. She's part of our logo. I love Mary Poppins. So yeah, I'm going to say Mary Poppins.
Okay. All right, Mary Poppins. That's good. You know me, man. I just go crazy for all of them. But but I'm going to say that I was the most impressed by Elena of Avalor.
Elena's a good one. I do love Elena.
When we saw her, just the way she interacted with us and some other folks that were in line, just blew me away.
Yeah.
So it may just have been that particular Elena.
Yeah.
But she was spectacular, and just I was super impressed. So that's what I'm going to go with.
Okay.
If you get a chance to see Mary Poppins or Elena of Avalor, do it. All right. I'm ready for my Tomorrowland. Are you ready?
I am so ready.
All right, here we go. So I'm going to go to Las Vegas this week. I'm super vaccinated. My crowd that I'm going with is vaccinated for the most part. And one of my favorite things to do in Las Vegas is to see the fountains in front of the Bellagio.
Yes.
Right? I love that. So I realized, just sort of thinking about, that this week and getting excited, I realized that there's a fountain show, and please don't hate on me for that. I'm coming back around to that.
Gosh. Called
The World of Color at Disneyland. Are you familiar with this at all?
No.
You're not familiar with The World of Color?
Called The World of Color at Disneyland. Mm-hmm. No, not familiar with it.
Yeah. This is a nighttime spectacular at Disneyland. And it, if you just take a quick glimpse at it, you might think, well, this is a fountain show with light.
Okay.
This is not a fountain show. It's on Paradise Bay, and at Disneyland in California Adventure. So this is like the nighttime spectacular at California Adventure. This thing is, so here's what Disney says: watch Disney characters soar to life on a vivid veil of mist in this towering nighttime spectacular. The World of Color show, the most impressive and fanciful nighttime extravaganza Disney has ever produced. Think about that, Sadie.
Wow.
That's from the Disney website. Is accompanied by momentous music as well as stunning fire, fountains, fog, and laser effects.
Wow. I mean, that sounds a lot like Fantasmic with the fountains and the fog and the fire.
That's
and all that.
That's ultimately where I got to, because they create these water canvases and they project.
That's it. That's what you called them.
You
called them a water canvas.
I knew it was. I remembered a previous episode. You were like, what did you call those things? When I was writing this up, I literally wrote, water canvas.
And they call them water curtains.
Yeah.
I just want to say, Disney.
Or a veil.
Hello. Canvas is better. Well done, honey. I just want to say, canvas is so much better, because that's what they're doing. They're painting on these.
They are. They're painting, yes, with light.
Disney. Credit. Water canvas.
Water canvas, yes. Yes, they create, it's 165 square meter projection screen out of water.
Wow.
Yeah. 1,200 fountains shoot 69 meters into the air. It's pretty incredible.
1,200 fountains. Yep. I can't even imagine.
No, you cannot. When this thing goes off, and with the light and the lasers and the fire and the music, I watched it on YouTube, and I always kind of go back and forth. Do I want to watch this or wait till I see it in person? I don't know when we're going to Disneyland. Right. People in California don't know when they're going to Disneyland. So I watched it on YouTube. They've got a great version of it out there in 4K. And you feel purple. You know what I'm saying? You feel the color. It's
like
not
when,
you seeing this color. You feel what green must feel like.
I get it. So like they're doing a color. So here's green, and everything about that segment of the show is green.
No, not necessarily. It's just the colors are so vivid. The colors through the water and on the water canvas.
Although I kind of like the idea I just had.
That is not a bad idea. If they do that, credit to you, right? But yeah, but to call this a fountain show is really an insult. You really like you feel music like if it's got you feel these colors. This is vivid.
Yeah.
Extravaganza here. It cost $75 million to design and build, and it took 15 months to install across Paradise Bay. So the idea is it is very similar in feel to how Phantasmic works.
Okay.
You get fast passes to get in.
And so that's like Paradise Bay, like a stadium.
Exactly.
Okay.
So there's you look across Paradise Bay to Paradise Pier, which I think is now Pixar Pier.
Oh, yes.
Right?
I've seen so many pictures of that. It does look really cool.
Yeah, and the backdrop of Paradise Bay during this show is Mickey's Fun Wheel, the Ferris wheel, and the Incredicoaster back there. And they even have portions to play in this show because they light up as a backdrop, and then there's lasers that go through the water and fireworks. And this thing it originally premiered on June 11th in 2010 as part of the Summer Night-tastic promotional campaign for California Adventure. It was conceived by Steve Davidson, who, get this title, love this. He was the VP of Parades and Spectaculars.
That's so fantastic.
Well
done, Steve.
That's a great job title. In fact, I think around
is
here...
Is there a president of Parades and Spectaculars?
I don't know. I think around here, though, I want to be called the Czar of Spectaculars.
The Czar of Spectaculars?
Yes. It was inspired, of course, by Walt Disney's Wonderful World of Color television program that aired on NBC from 1961 to 1969. When it starts with... who was the guy? Dick Wesson was the original, he did the intro for Walt Disney's Wonderful World of Color television program. So he would do the intro to this over the loudspeakers, and then the water canvas shoots off, and you get this quote from Walt Disney in the middle section that says, "Every child is blessed with vivid imagination." Then the original Walt's Wonderful World of Color theme music from the television show, arranged slightly differently for modern times, launches. After that, you go straight into all of these segments that are dedicated to classic Disney movies and songs.
Okay.
Throughout the history. I mean, you're talking Little Mermaid, Finding Nemo, Fantasia 2000, WALL-E, Toy Stories 1 and 2, Up, Aladdin, Merida, Pocahontas, Bugs Life, Bambi, Pirates of the Caribbean, The Lion King. That's just the start.
Wow.
This thing lasts 30 minutes long.
Wow.
It is a legitimate spectacular.
Wow.
It works like similar to Phantasmic, where although I don't know that they can fit as many people in, there's an area. What's it called? It's called. It's on Paradise Bay, and it's across from Mickey's Fun Wheel, and it sits. There's this gathering area right in front of Ariel's Undersea Adventure, the Little Mermaid Ariel's Undersea Adventure attraction at Disneyland. And so you get fast passes to get into this area, or like with a lot of the nighttime shows at Walt Disney World, you can do a dining package to get special seating if you have a reservation for a meal somewhere.
Right.
So yeah, you nighttime comes, you go find your spot there, and you wait for this show to wow you.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's super incredible show. That the creativity, the vividness of the colors are just crazy. I can't. My eyes couldn't believe it.
Show.
Yeah, I know it does. Yeah,
show.
Yeah, that's right. Well, those were like they would put Swiss Family Robinson and things like that, or some some animated features would be on. It was something different every week. It was I can't remember what they called it.
It wasn't a regular thing.
Exactly.
So why is it called The Wonderful World of Color? Was it like
why was the show
this
called
is in
that?
Technicolor now? That kind of situation?
They did it presented in Technicolor was part of it. Yes.
Like we've relaunched this now and it's in color. Was originally in black and white, is now in color.
Yes, yeah. I mean, I'm not sure why that's what they came up with for the old show, but this is honoring that old show. Huh. There were some other versions of this World of Color fountain show too. In 2013, 14, and 15 holiday season, they changed it for World of Color Winter Dreams. Ooh. It was hosted by Olaf, voiced by Josh Gad. The 2015 Winter Dreams show actually ran back to back with another new World of Color show called World of Color Celebrate the Wonderful World of Disney, which celebrated Disneyland's 60th anniversary. And that show was hosted by Neil Patrick Harris and Mickey Mouse.
Gosh, love Neil Patrick Harris.
I know. Winter Dreams was replaced by Season of Light in 2016, World of Color Season of Light. And there was another World of Color Celebrate You was held one day, September the 15th, 2016. It was a special private event honoring Disneyland cast members that has served in the parks from between 10 and 60 years.
Oh, gosh.
It was a special invitation-only showing of World of Color.
Do they still play World of Color?
That's
still the show?
Yeah,
okay.
I mean, it's down now, but yeah.
Yes.
They also had one that was dedicated to villains. And it told the story of Shelley Marie.
You are constantly talking
I'm
over
way
your
over,
time.
but
it's a constant thing. It's every week.
Well, it's getting worse right now, but you want to hear this. Shelley Marie, which is, of course, the reverse of Mary Shelley, who wrote Frankenstein.
Okay.
It tells the story of her trying to pick out which Disney villain she's going to go to Halloween as, and then she imagines if she could be as wicked as them.
Oh, that's great. Yep. You need to cut down on your notes, honey.
I can't.
You have to.
Yeah. Well,
it's a 10-minute segment.
I guess you're ready for yours, but you need to cut it, make sure you're only 10 minutes.
No. So I wanted, in honor of International Women's Month, Women's History Month, whatever you want to call it, I want to talk about a strong female character.
Okay.
But before I do that, I wanted to give a shout out. We said earlier this season that we wanted to give a shout out to other podcasts, Disney podcasts that we love. And so I want to give a shout out to one in particular. It's called Disney Assembled.
Yes.
Disney Assembled is a father-daughter team.
They are father-daughter goals is what they are.
They are father-daughter goals. They are fantastic. I mean, one time they debated who's the best blue character. I mean, it's those kinds of conversations. I love it. These are Disneyland folks. So they talk a lot about stuff off of the West Coast, and I love that about them. They're also they're great people.
They are.
They're great people. You can tell by listening to them and following them on Instagram. So if y'all haven't checked out Disney Assembled, we highly recommend them. They're a good time, and it's fun to listen to them. I think their latest episode was celebrating female-led Disney park attraction stories.
That's good.
And so a lot of times they'll post out on Instagram, hey, who's your favorite female-led Disney park attraction or whatever, and they sort of incorporate that. So again, if you haven't had a chance to check them out, do so. They're a lot of fun. So along those lines, I was inspired by their female-led attraction posts, and I said, you know what? Shame on me for not doing all female all March.
Yes.
So
yes, I was thinking the same thing. Shame
on me. So I thought I would give today the 5 reasons that I believe Moana was groundbreaking as a female lead.
Okay.
Right? We saw Moana, loved it immediately, downloaded the soundtrack literally in the movie theater parking lot. Back when we used to go to movie theaters, we were so into Moana for so many reasons.
We were.
But I want to talk about the 5 reasons I think she was groundbreaking. Now, we've mentioned before that some of the prior Disney princesses, right? And Moana does not identify as a Disney princess. Okay? She's the daughter of the chief, not a princess. She corrects you in the movie. But prior Disney princesses, especially in the 90s and the early 2000s, did not talk as much as their male co-leads.
Sure.
Or the men. And it's mostly because the women are constantly singing everything, right? So just like me, when I get really pissed off, I run through the house and invent a song to just discuss my angst.
Yeah.
That's not real life. And so one of the reasons we liked Moana was because it is a musical.
Yeah.
But she's still presented as a strong female lead. So here we go. Without further ado, the 5 reasons I think she was groundbreaking. Number 1, she fights the gender restrictions that her family and her tribe place on her to become the leader that they need.
That's true.
Right?
Yep.
She absolutely fights those gender restrictions.
Yep.
It's very heavily, women are supposed to be learning how to do the hula dance or whatever.
Sure.
And Moana's like, if these crops are diseased, then cut them down and plant over here.
Right.
And they're saying, what? She's going to be a great leader.
Yep.
But she's also like running around barefoot on the island and, just killing it.
She is.
Right? She's not some prissy princess sitting on a throne. She's not a
No.
princess. Sorry, Moana. Daughter of a chief.
You said she's not.
Right?
Not a princess.
Okay, but she fights those gender restrictions that both her family and her tribe place on her. She's inspired by Grandma Tala, who, by the way, let me just say, Grandma Tala is goals for me as an old lady. I want to be Grandma Tala. Like standing on a beach in Hawaii with a massive tattoo on my back, just dancing to the music in my head.
Yeah.
I love Grandma Tala.
You've got most of that now. You're just not in Hawaii with a huge tattoo. Well, actually, you're just not in Hawaii.
Get there. No, I love Grandma Tala. But anyway, so she's inspired by her strong grandmother to do what she feels called to do, right? So her grandmother, another strong woman in her life, not trying to hold her back, not being like, you got to do what you're supposed to be doing. You got to fit into this box that the tribe needs. Right. No, Grandma Tala's like, the ocean's calling to you. You get out there and you wayfind it, girl. And so I love that. I love that she's got strong women in her life. For once, Disney did not kill off her mom.
Didn't kill off any parents.
Didn't kill off any of the parents.
Wow.
And didn't kill off any of the female relatives. But I wish mom had had sort of a stronger role. But even though she didn't, heads up, go Grandma Tala.
They
Love
did
you
kill
so
off
much.
Grandma Tala, but she came back later too.
Oh, yeah, no, they did. But they didn't kill off her mom, which Disney loves to do. So big fan that she's inspired by her grandmother. And along those same lines, number 3, she draws inspiration from her family while defying their wishes. It's not a like me versus them attitude like Merida or Ariel.
Yeah, that's true.
Right? Merida and Ariel were very much like, you're stifling me.
Right.
I need to have legs and walk on land, or I need to ride a horse and shoot arrows.
Right.
It's not a me versus them. It's a me with and for them.
Yeah, that's true.
Like her whole vision is, I need to do something to save them and love them the way they need to be loved.
Yeah, but not in the way they think.
Not in the way they think, but everything she does is out of love. Again, it's not her trying to defy their wishes and go against them. Yep. It's her wanting to love and serve them in the way she feels is best. Yep. I love that about her. So she's drawing inspiration from them and trying to love them while still going her own way, but she's not being hateful and defiant.
Right.
I love that. Right. Number 4, her sidekick is a demigod. Now, let me just say, you got to be a pretty really strong woman to manage that level of power in a sidekick, right? Most women don't have a demigod as a sidekick.
True.
But she does manage him. She manages Maui.
Yep.
I mean, you can watch the entire movie. First of all, she gets on the same boat as him, and he didn't want her to. She gets out of that cave. She's like, you're taking me with you. Yep. You're going to teach me how to wayfind. We're going to go do this. We're going to return the heart of Tafiki, and we're going to sell. We're going to wayfind, and you're going to teach me all this stuff. And he's like, nope. And she's like, yep. And then all of it happens.
All of it happens.
Right? He has his little temper tantrum, flies off as an eagle because his hook gets broken. And what happens? He comes back.
It's like any man.
And helps her as she saves the world. He doesn't come back into the picture and save it himself as the demigod. No. She's a master wayfinder at this point. She's whipping that canoe left and right, killing it, going through little alleys. I mean, she is all over the place. And it's after she gets into the center of that little island thing that then he comes down and she's like, Maui, you came back. That's great. You can help me save the world. But by God, I'm already here doing it.
Oh, man.
Put on your seatbelt. I'm sorry. I didn't tell you this was going to be female empowerment moment.
I got to tell you, when you said her sidekick is a demigod, I thought, Hey is a demigod? I'm like, that is not the hey I remember.
Not the hey I remember. Yes. So she learns a lot from Maui, but she leads him to do the right thing.
Yeah.
She's the leader. She's the clear leader throughout the entire movie. 5, she is very outspoken, which you know I love a strong woman that's outspoken, but she is very respectful of the land, her people, and her heritage, right? She understands the importance of all that. In fact, she wants to honor all 3 by recommitting to their history and heritage in an honorable way. Right? Everything she's doing is to save the history and heritage of her land. She is outspoken, but she is doing it out of honor and respect.
Right.
Again, not out of defiance. Yep. When she gets in there, Grandma Tala was right. She was the one to return the heart of Tafiki because she was the only one that could understand Tafiki. Right? She's the only one. It had to be her. And she brought the land back, bought the heritage back, brought the honor in wayfinding and finding other islands back to her tribe. Yeah. Right? So those are the 5 reasons I think she was groundbreaking. Here are a couple of other things I love about Moana.
Okay.
A, I love her relationship with the water and the land.
Yeah.
I love that. Like, I just totally respect that. Water is a very meditative place for me.
Yep.
And I love that the water respects her.
Yep.
Right? I love that. I love that she is not obsessed with ball gowns, finding a husband, or just men in general. Right? I do love Anna, but come on, Anna. Man, she's all about getting a man. The whole Frozen movie is about who is Anna going to marry. The whole sandwich story. I mean, the sandwich song that she sings with Hans. So I love that Moana is focused on what she thinks is best for her tribe and doing what she needs to do to be the best leader. And that does not necessarily involve finding a freaking husband and a man to make her life complete.
No, it involved finding a demigod and making him bend to her will.
That's right. I am Moana. You will follow me. Right? I love it. So overall, I love her spirit, her drive and determination, and her respect. I love the example she sets for young girls and women. And I'm glad she's going to have a prominent place in the Epcot remodel. Yeah. I do wish we could see her more in the parks today.
Yeah.
Like, we've never actually met Moana in the parks.
Yeah. We saw her one time during a nighttime event. But
yes. I'm excited she's going to have a place of prominence at Epcot. So well done, Moana. Way to break that glass ceiling.
That Epcot glass ceiling.
You go, girl.
Now you all know.
Buckle up, kids. It's March.
This is 24 hours a day here at my house. And
you're welcome.
But I love her for it. It's part of what I love about her and Moana. That's it for this week. And in case you didn't get enough, just, jump onto the socials and ask Kelly her thoughts on anything related to female empowerment and see what you get. You know what? If you enjoyed this show, you know what to do. Go get yourself some entries in our contest about strong women by giving us a review on iTunes.
Yes, and if you're looking for more things Disney, please visit scfadp.com. That's S for super, C for Callie, F for fragilistic, A for awesome, D for Disney, P for podcast. No bonus episodes. Again, our brains are in boxes. We'll hit that once we're halfway across the country.
That's right. I mean, we got all kinds of bonus material planned.
Yes.
But let us get settled somewhere, wherever that happens to be, and we will start pumping that stuff out again.
Absolutely.
But in the meantime, join us for all the conversations on the socials, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook at SCFADP, YouTube, Supercalifragilistic Awesome Disney Podcast. And with that, we hope to see you real soon.